Welcome back to SourceFed. I'm William Haynes.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza.
You guys need to be more careful about what you eat because you never know. You never know.
Now, a man in China was happily eating away at some raw beef, and somehow he became infected with a parasite.
And not just any parasite. I'm not talking about Roger from next door. I'm not talking about some anime show. I'm talking about a 20-foot-long tapeworm.
Case report reveals, surprise, it was because of his diet. The 38-year-old man's small intestine is where the parasite attached itself at least 2 years before doctors diagnosed the infection as beef tapeworm of the species Taenia saginata.
Sounds like a dude you meet on OkCupid and he wants your credit card information and new pics and you give it to him because it's been 7 months and it doesn't matter to you anymore. A loss is a loss, but what if you win?
Now, according to Jian Li from the Department of Infectious Diseases at Renmin Hospital in Xi'an, China, reported that throughout his work in central China, this is very rare. Yeah, but you know what isn't? Pollution. Am I right? Where are my ladies at?
Tapeworms are a problem around the world. For instance, countries like Ethiopia, because they eat a lot of raw meat, they have one of the highest rates of infection from beef tapeworm. So be careful what you eat. You can get that.
Yeah, and if you're gonna eat raw meat, don't eat raw meat.
Yeah, the jail system in America is crazy. Sometimes trials go wrong.
Sometimes trials take too long.
Sometimes Judge Judy ain't buying it. But President Obama has decided to take actions into the system by banning solitary confinement for juveniles in federal prisons on Monday.
Now, he stated, the United States is a nation of second chances, but the experience of solitary confinement too often undercuts that second chance.
Wow. President Obama is alluding to the fact that our country was founded by people who didn't like their situation in another place, sought out some religious-ass freedom, avoiding some prosecution. Now we have America.
That's a beautiful story. He later went on to say those who do make it out often have trouble holding down jobs, reuniting with family, and becoming productive members of society.
And he's right. The prison system has been set up so strangely. Our government says it's supposed to be rehabilitating, but it often makes it even harder for people to find opportunities in their community, which is usually the reason they found themselves in trouble in the first place.
Obama brought up the story of a man named Khalif Browder who was arrested at the age of 16 and spent nearly 2 years in solitary confinement in New York's Rikers Island prison.
He was never convicted of a crime, and after he was released, he and his family spoke out about his struggles with mental health. He killed himself at age 22.
Now, the Department of Justice released a report that stated that even though there are times where certain prisoners need to be kept away from others for safety, it should still be only used rarely and applied fairly to reasonable constraints.
So what do you guys think about this? What do you think we could do to the prison system so that prisoners come out better than how they were before? Let us know in the comments down below. I'm William Haynes.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have here Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator, they say you're too old.
Too old? No, I'm too young. I got new ideas nobody else has. Too old to run the country? Are you kidding?
No such thing as being too old to run the country.
That's right.
It's like a fake vajay.
Yeah, you keep that pulp in there. But I'm worried about talking.